Praise God.
Praise God. Well, those of you who got a little taste of that, do not adjust, do not touch your mouse. This is just a technical difficulty. It's temporary. And we just give God praise because we know that God is up to something good. And whatever it is that's going to take place about a week or two from now, I'm telling you, the devil is in for a blow.
Yes, he is.
He's in for a blow. Yes, so here we are again for the record. This is Views and Expectations, and I'm your host, Dr. Bayne, and we're coming to you live from the studios of RHR TV1 in the beautiful city of Miramar, right here in South Florida. And South Florida is about to experience something, I declare it, that it has not experienced before. I am telling you, I know it just as I know that my first name is Adana. I know it. That God is up to something.
Yes, he is.
Oh, because I'm telling you. But we know that with live television, all things are possible. Anything can take place, and it certainly chose to take place tonight. But we're ready to go, and we are not giving up. We're not giving in. So tonight in studio, I have with me a beautiful woman of God, Latavian Gardner.
Amen.
This is someone who is very innovative, very creative, very artistic. A woman that is full of depth, very profound in her thought, thinks about people, loves people, and most of all, she listens to God.
Amen. Amen.
And so it is on that she has decided to do what God has called her to do. First of all, Latavian, welcome to the studios of RHR TV.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bayne. It's a privilege to be here.
Yeah, and it certainly is my pleasure. Your privilege, my pleasure, that you are here and that we are able to sit this evening and just to introduce some of the things that you are doing, some of the things that you have been inspired by God to do. And so this is what we want to share with you this evening. This is a woman of God. She's not lacking words, so we're going to have a good conversation. She's able to really express what she's thinking, and I am sure at the end of this program you will be lacking nothing if it has to do with information at all. And so just introduce yourself to our TV audience. Tell them a little bit about yourself and what moves you.
Absolutely. My name is Latavian Gardner. I am dedicated to motivational speaking. I am a spoken word artist, a published author. I published my first book, Trapped for So Long, in 2005. And between the year of 2005 and 2007, I have had a wonderful experience, a wonderful journey throughout the art of writing. I had the wonderful privilege of hosting Gospel AM 1490, where they won the Stellar Award in 2007. And beyond my belief, I received that same year an award for being the author and spoken word artist of the year, and it has been such a wonderful journey since then. I am excited about what God is doing and his ability to show me how powerful writing and words of expressions can be, and for that alone I am so grateful.
That's wonderful. You know, you spoke about, you mentioned being a spoken word artist, and that is something that, you know, it seems as though people come through the studio in waves. And just last night on Chatting with the Stars, we had a poet in spoken word poet ministry through poetry.
Yes.
And it was just really beautiful. Samantha Hardy.
Yes.
And she was in studio, beautiful, delivery. You know, and so it's something I'm saying that we really don't mind highlighting at all, because we have gotten so used to the concerts, the singing, we've gotten used to the dance, you know, and we are not, our ears are not really tuned to the spoken word, poetry and prose, and the beauty of that language, of that art.
I agree.
And so it's my distinct pleasure, that I've had the occasion to meet you and to be in your presence in studio this evening, to have you as my guest.
Oh, and I'm so very honored. It was a privilege meeting you, and you are a woman of words as well. And so I was definitely inspired by day one. So I'm really grateful.
Okay, so now just tell us a little bit about what your journey has been. We got a little snippet of what was going on in 2007, which seemed to have been a year that maybe that was your epiphany, you had your aha moment. But, you know, tell us about your journey and especially about some of the organizations that you've that you've created. And you know what the objective, what the purpose is.
Absolutely. As I said before, it has been a wonderful journey. From 2007, I have had the ability to co-write other books and establish nonprofit organizations. One of the first organizations that I established was the Adopt a Senior program.
Adopt a Senior?
Adopt a Senior, like a senior citizen
senior
that is
citizen.
above age, yes.
Okay.
And,
people like me.
No, you're beautiful. Beyond. But we had the opportunity to bring in youth between the ages of 14 and 15, and we took them to the homes of senior citizens that were past the age of 65, and they were able to go inside their homes and help them, you know, with their cleaning and cooking. And from that, I knew that God had given me this gift. And from there, ethnicity, writing to heal communities, we developed book clubs throughout Liberty City, and we encouraged the community to write the way that they feel, because everyone has a story to tell.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone's got a story.
Everyone has a story to tell, and it was a way for the young people to vent using the art of writing. And so instead of going into gang violence and shooting and the killings, they were able to write on words. And then from there, we did the first annual literary awareness program, and it has been an amazing journey. And I took a bit of a break through the course of about 3 years, because I had to rest. And we have to know when is an appropriate time to take a rest so that we can regroup and rethink.
Re-energize, right.
Re-energize. Yes. That is so very important. And Women's Straight Talk was birthed in 2010. And throughout the course of that, the break and the resting and mentally regrouping, we were able to formulate Women of Integrity Speaks, and it's a continuation of Women's Straight Talk. And so with that, it has become more than just a meeting.
All right.
Yes.
Now, so we're going to come back. There's something that I want to go back to, and we are going to come back to that, you know, to that progression as soon as we come back from this station break. Views and Expectations, and we'll be right back.
Hi, my name is LaShawn, and I represent America, and I only watch RHR TV. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Edine Davis. I'm a sergeant in the Army, and I represent all Jamaican, and you're watching RHR TV. So stay tuned and keep watching, and don't go nowhere.
Grace United Learning Center, a ministry of Grace United Community Church. The Learning Center is a privately owned organization providing exceptional child care and educational services to infants and preschool-age children. The center also provides after-school care for children up to age 10. The Learning Center utilizes a combination of structured curriculum instruction, teacher-directed activities, and child-initiated play to promote the physical, social, emotional, and intellectual development of each child. Come experience an environment of exploration, discovery, and exciting challenges. Grace United Learning Center, achieving excellence together. We are located at 911 Northwest 183rd Street, Miami Gardens, Florida. Our hours of operation, 6:30 a.m. until 6 p.m. Monday through Fridays. We can be contacted at 305-651-1947 or on the web at www.graceunitedlearning.com. Grace United.
Totally, and we're back in studio. We had a dynamic start. We were propelled out of our seats by a challenge, a technological challenge, and so we reared up and we were ready to go. And Latavian, before the break, you were talking about the transition from one organization to the next. But I just want to go back to something that you spoke about with the youth, giving them an opportunity to express, to use their energies, their talents, their creativities, their frustration, whatever it is, to express themselves as opposed to going into gang violence. And obviously we know that language is lacking when you choose that as the outlet for whatever it is might do. So I thought that was very interesting that you engage the youth in that way.
Absolutely. We actually started in Miami. At the Liberty Square Community Center, and of course, as you know, that particular area is prominently known for gang violence.
Okay.
And so we were able to bring that generation of young people in and help them to establish their writing skills. Because I used to be a teacher, so I taught elementary, middle, and high school, and English, as a matter of fact. So I was able to channel their informal writing skills to a more of a formal ability. So so we had a fantastic time there in Liberty City in Miami, and I just continue to encourage the youth everywhere I go.
All right. And so now you're at this place where you're shifted now into this Women of Integrity Speak. And of course, it's on that basis that I actually... No, well, okay, now where were we? We were at a writer's... We were at a writer's workshop for youth, to encourage youth again to express themselves, children that might be experiencing abuse and that type of thing, getting the parents to come together, and that was done. That was hosted by CJ Love, wrote the book Behind the Mask. Yeah, used to be a promise to kill. Oh God, but thank God for deliverance. Yes. Behind the Mask, and we've had it in studio here when she just launched her book, and so this is again to get people to express, because she knows what it's like. If you've been through it, you know what it's like to have that type of experience. And so we were there at the table, and I had my book, The Divine Leadership Plan, and we were sitting at the table with, welcoming people, I guess, into this whole event, and we sat chatting. And when it first came up, we were really talking about another event. Yeah, we had a lot of writers we were talking about.
Yes, exactly.
What was that?
We were talking about the this is the July 13th event.
Right.
Where it's the first annual Authors and Poets Talk 2013. Right. And so actually where that generated from is being a spoken word artist myself and having the ability to sit with international spoken word artists, poets who live, eat, drink, breathe poetry. They wake up in poetry, and having being able to sit in their presence, they have a lot to say. And poetry is ministry, being able to take that information, write it into words, and express it. So the authors and poets networking, because it's a combination of writing, it's a combination of bringing individuals together. So that's really where that stemmed from.
Right, and really the performing arts, because I find that the delivery is always very, 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 very expressive in terms of physical gesture and movement.
Yes.
And so that's what it was. So when I first got the information, when I first got the request, as a matter of fact, so let's just share this, because the event Women of Integrity Speak, the event, the April 6th event.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about that, because we're sort of introducing it probably a little bit prematurely, but it's all right. This is live TV, and we can do what we want.
Yes, and we can do what we want. Absolutely. Right. But April 6, 2013, at 2:00 p.m. at the Hampton Inn, we have the honor and privilege to have Dr. Edna Bayne as our speaker, and she will be leading us into divine leadership, what it means to have a plan. You have to know where you're going and what to do when you get there. And so the book that she has, The Divine Leadership Plan, was just so instrumental, and I felt like it needed to be shared with women across the globe. And so we're going to have an opportunity to do that on April 6, 2013, Saturday, at the Hampton Inn, which is located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Yes, so there you have it. So I'm going to be their speaker. I'll have the honor of speaking at the Women of Integrity Speaks event on April 6th. And it really was an honor when it came back with the title for the event. Then I realized, I said, the book obviously inspired. Inspired the title. So if you're going to have the speaker, why not? The Divine Leadership plan.
Absolutely.
And so I'm really looking forward to that. So when I got this invitation, I was saying, oh, but I thought this was later in the summer, because I was thinking about the writers.
July 13th, yes.
The July 13th event. So that's another date you have to book.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm really looking forward to having that experience. And so this is how I met Latavian. And I just, I found, and I'm saying this to you again, there's this reaffirming that usually there's something in the person's persona that really motivates me to even want to sit and speak with them. And being a community activist myself, someone who is interested in that third sector, which is the not-for-profit organization that care about people, and if they're not doing okay, then I'm not doing okay, and so it becomes my business. And I believe that so many things that we do that we experience are institutionalized and systemic problems. And so I just love when I meet people that have recognized that and they've given up the job to do work. You have the guarantees and the confirmed paycheck to do the work that is necessary in the community. And I want to say, Latavian, that you were really you epitomized that when I spoke with you for the time. You might be surprised at how much it is, because Views and Expectations is a program that is designed to raise the change, and definitely the change is an elevation to raise the social consciousness of a community.
Oh, absolutely.
And I know that it happens one child at a time. I know that it happens one family at a time. And so this is what really motivated me to have you here. And I knew that you were going to be a blessing, and you already are.
Yes, and motivating one woman at a time too, also, because Women of Integrity Speaks.
Tell us about
we minister to women who are battered, who are abused, both physically, spiritually, emotionally, and again, it has become more than just a meeting. It is a place where women can come in and vent and be empowered. It has become a sisterhood where people are able to share their stories and be empowered. And it's a place where I can go and cry and on my sister's shoulder and not have to worry about that information going someplace else. And so, again, it has become more than just that meeting, but a place of empowerment where after they leave this particular gathering, they are encouraged to empower another woman. And so we just hope to continue in that effort of making sure that we create that platform for women to be able to minister to other women and have a wonderful impact on them.
See, and I firmly believe that powerful people give away power, are not afraid to empower other people. When someone is afraid to share power, to give it away, it is a clear indication that they really do lack power, and they're afraid that they would be depleted because they have shared what they have with somebody else.
Exactly.
They're afraid of empowering people. They're afraid of being surpassed. But I always say, excellent student had a good teacher.
Excellent teacher. Yes.
You see, exactly. And I really do believe that. And so we have to be willing to share this power. There's so much that needs to be done.
Definitely.
And one of the things is really giving people back their voice. Some people have never used their voices, and just being able to give that back to them. So, anything else you want to share about the what are some of the experiences? We had some wonderful things we wanted to share with you, or some of the past, from the past events, the past experiences. Now, is this a group that for Afro Americans?
Basically, it has become that. But of course, we're empowering women overall. But 99% of the women that are there are African American. But we don't want to close it off to that. But certainly, the goal is to empower women overall. And we launched our first event, as I said before, in 2010. And we were able to bring in various speakers, which we're going to continue to do on a monthly basis, and that will be the first Saturday of each month.
Okay, so you hear that now. Women of Integrity Speaks. All right, now you hear that she's an English teacher, and I write. So it's not a mistake. Don't try to correct it. It's the entity.
Yes.
Women of integrity. And therefore, she speaks.
Yes.
All right? I get that.
Exactly.
Right? Exactly. It's not a mistake. All right. Don't send us anything saying, oh my gosh, it's an English teacher and an author and whatever. What do their books look like? It's not a mistake. It's the entity. So it's women coming forth with one voice, women of integrity.
That's right.
Speaks.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's one of the amazing things is I found that in these meetings, one of the things that all of the women were able to share is to have integrity. And so we're not compromising,
Right.
We are coming together to connect. If someone is in need, we're there for each other. So we have that level of integrity. And there's another component that we want to put in place, and that's to tap into the prison ministries, because the women there have a story to tell. And that's where my really good friend come in.
All right, yeah, because later on in the program, we are going to have Madame Bien-Amie. Madame Bien-Amie, Francis Bien-Amie.
Oui.
I just love it. On va parler français un peu créole ou quelque chose, je sais pas. See, and this is RHR TV, and we are going any direction.
Yes.
But Francis is going to join us later in the program to talk some more about the prison ministry. This is the whole thing, that we have to look at reinsertion. We have to be aware that there are women everywhere.
Absolutely.
We have to really recognize and acknowledge that people are people wherever they are.
Absolutely.
In the streets, in meetings, in church on a Sunday morning, in prison.
Yes, that's
that
right.
people are people wherever they are.
Absolutely.
And as long as they're not lifers and that they're in forever, they're going to come back and they're going to live among you. They're going to live among us.
Definitely.
And so we really have to have a love that extends beyond our immediate, extends beyond what we are doing and thinking right now.
Yes.
And to look forward, and this is the whole. This is what I really love. Is just the foresight that you have for doing things.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why she is the speaker for April 2013. I am inspired by you, and just as much as I'm shocked to hear that in such a time that we could be able to connect, but more importantly, something about your voice. Says a lot. Yes, and I was I was drawn. I love wisdom, and then sitting down with you was an amazing experience. And I'm like this, my hands on your, and so I love wisdom, and we absolutely had to have you.
Well, that kind of that kind of surprises me because sometimes I can
it's
be,
true.
I can be the fool. I mean, I really just relax into who I am. But I mean, I've been told that before. I don't know what it is. It says something behind your voice.
Really
like
is.
there's a voice behind my voice. But bless the Lord, whatever that is, it's not about me.
Yes,
it certainly is not about me.
I agree.
So we're gonna come back with some more information for you when we come back from the break. We are gonna have Francis Bien-Amie with us, and I just love saying the name. I just love foreign languages. Francis Bien-Amie is going to join us, and she's going to get a little bit more in depth about the prison ministry. But we want to remind you that on April 6th, this event is coming up at the Hamptons on Commercial in Fort Lauderdale, and it promises to be a time that you wouldn't want to miss. And so we're going to give you some numbers and stuff and that later in the program to make sure that you call in.
Yes.
All right, we'll be back after this short break.
Wait, honey, you know cook?
Cook? Why me for cook?
Because I come from work, I'm hungry. I want something to eat.
So then every day you know eat food when I buy over at Caribbean American restaurant.
Which restaurant that?
Spices Caribbean American restaurant, a brand new restaurant we open at 3990 Southwest 48th Avenue.
You mean the one on Counterland Road and Southwest 40th Avenue across from a car wash?
See him one. Which way you think you get food from every day?
But honey, you trick me. Me think you could have cooked. Just never eat every single day because that's all that street food come from.
Spices Caribbean American Cuisine and Lounge. Opening hours Monday to Friday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays 9 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. Featuring our special daily lunch specials 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sunday buffet breakfast 9 to 11:30 a.m. and Sunday brunch 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Located at 3990 Southwest 40th Avenue, Hollywood, Florida, 33023. Number to call, 954-961-9752, 954-348-4197, 786-263-8870. ISIS Caribbean American Restaurant, the place where satisfaction is guaranteed.
Wait, honey.
And we're back on set. Notice that we made a little adjustment. More beauty. There you go. Okay. I decided to frame myself in beauty. And so just joining us on set is Frances Bayne. And she's going to be talking to you in a minute. Say hi to the people, Frances.
Hello, everyone.
She's going to be talking to you about the prison ministry. But before we get to that, I just want to remind you all that Fun and Laughter Productions and RHR TV is part sponsoring the program Delilah Meets Granny, which is a really blockbuster comedy drama that that focuses on some of the cultural nuances of the Jamaican lifestyle and some of the things, some of the challenges that are faced by families that are here. We have young people and others that are that grew in a particular culture and now here having to live together in a foreign country, and some of the interesting aspects of the life that is brought with it. And so on Saturday, April 27th and Sunday, April 28th, there's going to be one show each evening. The first one is going to be at the North Miami Beach at the Performing Arts Center, and that's on April 27th, Saturday, and that's at 8 p.m. And then on Sunday, the 28th of April, 2003, at the Coral Springs High School on Samples Road near Rock Island. Showtime at 7 o'clock. And then 1 week later, we're going to be up at the West Palm Beach, Royal Palm Beach High, and we have the collaboration of the Jamaicans of the Palm Beaches. And so no one wants to miss this program. This is backed by popular demand, the blockbuster comedy drama featuring, among others, the well-known Joan Grandison and others, Maxine Osborne, yours truly, Sammy Question, Apache Chief. They're going to have entertainment in between at the intermission, and so it's going to be interesting. We want you to call RHR TV at 954-251-7883. We're going to put RHR TV's number up on the screen, 954-251-7883. You can call for information or for tickets. You can also call 954-588-4465. And those of you who read the National Weekly, there'll be promotions in there and you'll hear a lot more about it. So remember to participate. Delilah Meets Granny. What a thing. Theatre World Inc., in collaboration with Fun and Laughter Productions and the Jamaicans of the Palm Beaches. Stay tuned and you'll hear more about it. So back to women of integrity. Yes. All right. Do we want to just jump into the prison ministry stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
So Frances, this is your time. Welcome to the set of RHR TV.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So just tell the audience about this. What motivates, or what was the driving force behind this prison ministry aspect?
Okay, well, with the prison ministry, I mean, it's a needed ministry. A lot of times when we think about reaching out to people, we're thinking like, people on our social level, but we also have people that's behind bars. Things happen to them, and yet a lot of times they're the forgotten people.
True.
I've been approached by several people about starting this ministry, and I saw the importance behind it. Actually, we have a lot of other people that want to jump on this bandwagon to reach out to the women's prison ministry. I find that a lot of women are hurting.
Yeah.
A lot of women that crossed my path, I didn't know a lot of them were in prison. They told me how they've been hurt, how they've been abused, how they've been forgotten about, but yet a lot of times people forget about them. So a lot of times, we need to go beyond, what we think as far as just reaching people on our everyday path. But those that are behind bars, they have a story that they like to tell, looking for people to reach out to.
Absolutely.
Okay, and so you took up the challenge. When is your projected start date, or have you begun the groundwork already for this?
The projected start date's in May, because actually we're working on getting a lot of people. Actually, we have several people that's joining the bandwagon. Even in Fort Pierce, we have a couple of pastors, female pastors there that already started the prison ministry there, but I'm launching it here in Fort Lauderdale, so in the month of May 2013.
Okay, all right. So May 2013,
Yes.
we're reaching out to our sisters in prison.
Yes.
Now, are you doing this through a particular ministry or church, or this is an individual, not a lone endeavor, but at least an individual initiative?
Well, we're doing it through Women of Integrity Speaks, just because of the concept of it, just being able to reach out to women, taking a different approach. A lot of times people, when they hear about religion, they tend to cringe depending on the approach, but
I have no idea.
but the approach that we're taking, just, like Latavian Gardner said earlier, just simply just reaching out to them and allowing them to speak and share their hearts, and us sharing our hearts.
Absolutely.
And you see, this is one of the things. I just believe in being real. And a lot of us, but for the grace of God, would have been behind bars.
Absolutely.
But for the grace of God, because of the things that we did to our children and the way we chose to parent them because we didn't know any better, would have been behind bars.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of us would have been behind bars, but we just didn't get caught.
Yeah.
That's it.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so then we sit with our platitudes and pretend that we don't have a story. We pretend that we don't have anything going on. We pretend that we didn't even at one point in our life feel that we would deal with someone by just annihilating them, just
Absolutely.
getting rid of them. And I mean, had we done that, that would have been murder, and we would have been behind bars.
I agree.
And so we sit as if we can't associate with the them. There is a them and there is an us. Realizing that the only way that they can be healed, and the only way that life can be changed, and the only way that their views and expectations can be changed
Absolutely.
is if women like you, Latavia, and women like you, Francis, reach out and go, just to operate outside of the box.
I agree.
And just reach out to them. So that's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful initiative. And I can't wait to hear the progress. But so many of the services, I call it, that go into the prisons are from the perspective of almost like, okay, let us catch them. And it's a good thing to know that they have some place where spiritually they can be enriched.
Absolutely.
But I sometimes wonder in terms of the motivation. You catch them, they're desperate, and so you have one more member in your church. I can talk because I'm a minister. Glory to God.
Yes.
I knew it was something behind it. I just couldn't put my finger.
I can talk. And so I'm saying I'm always concerned about motivation. And I just love when and say, see, sisters, this is the way you do it.
Absolutely.
You don't have to go create
Uniting.
another. You don't have to go create another organization.
Absolutely.
And we are just spread so thin trying to get this done. That things that you can grow, evolve out of coming together, out of this network that is Women of Integrity. Growth can come as you see the need and you understand, right? That is doing something like this, ministering to them in prison. That would make them, in turn, women of integrity. Women of integrity.
Who are ready to speak to other women and impact their lives as well.
Yeah, we have to see that. We have to see that change taking place, and so it's exciting. I love that young blood, meaning fresh blood. I'm sure we don't mind being young either, but we have fresh blood is there and available to do the things that are necessary, the energy that is required to make things happen. And that there are still people willing to put that out. And, so this is great. What else is happening? Come on, what next? So we have the Women of Integrity Speaks first week of every month.
Yes.
The first Saturday
of each month. The next one is on May 4th. And then thereafter June 8th, and then the first Saturday for each month of July and so forth. Now, the May 4th, that's around or before Mother's Day. That should be interesting. Should be interesting. Yes, it is.
As well, you see, and I'm saying, look for something that is not the norm, and we encourage you to come out and come and find out. I'm going to be speaking. It would be my first my first experience at the Women of Integrity, but I have expectations because after I was spoken to and after I got the title come to me, Women of Integrity, and we're dealing with the Divine Leadership Plan for Women. What I found interesting is that you had it was a question mark, like stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane, remain in your lane.
Remain in your lane. There was a question mark. And I said, okay, I wonder what she's up to. There must be some subliminal message being said.
It's very important to remain in your lane, and that comes with knowing what you're called to do. If I know that my sister here is called to reach the women in the prison ministry, I salute her. I support her.
Yes.
I applaud her. I'm not going to go over there and try to be, to outshadow her in the prison ministry. I'm going to allow her that opportunity to do so. And I know that Dr. Bayne will be able to give us a plan that helps us to understand how important it is for us to remain in our lane. So you can't crash with other people if you remain in your lane.
Yes.
If you decide to go left, you even have to put on a signal to even switch over, which indicates that I have to let my sister know that I need a little bit of room to come over. And if I do it without putting on that signal, it's going to create a clash.
Exactly.
So remain in your lane. It's so very important.
There you go. So
there's a message in there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm telling you. You see, you have a way with words, but things very minimalist, but I get it. You see what?
Yes. You have to take the foolish things of this world to confound the wise, because there's a generation of women that we have to reach, and everyone's not going to be reached through the religion aspect or the opening up the Bible, but you have to be able to come down to their level and minister to their heart, minister to their problem, minister to their issue. And as you said before, we have to be able to cross that barrier. I'm not better than you. It was but by the grace of God that I did end up in prison, because we've all had a childhood, we've all had a life, we've all had college experience, and in college you do just about everything. So it is the grace of God that keeps us from experiencing a life on the street, or being ending up in prison. So it's but for the grace of God, and I'm so grateful every day. And I say, God, I could have been someplace else. I didn't have to write to impact the lives of people. I didn't have to be sitting here with, an astounding woman of God, a woman of integrity, a woman of excellence, where she can and then impart wisdom in me. And I am even though I've been a teacher, but I love being a student. And from that point, I just hope and expect great things from this particular event, and I know it's going to be fantastic.
All right, and so with that, we have a few minutes left, and we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to give you information. We're going to give you a glimpse of the Divine Leadership Plan, the book, and tell you where you can get it. And we'll give you information to get in touch with Women of Integrity. We'll be right back.
Bless RHR TV. Bless RHR TV. Bless RHR TV, Jah, and guide them every day. Bless our TV. Yeah, man, more life, more blessing, more prosperity. It's Phil Watkins representing for RHR TV.
Boy, Rasta, we are tell you twin of twins that represent for real hard roots. We are tell you, Rasta. Yes, the foundation. The root of it is always the truth of it. And some people say education and don't know the use of it. Yeah, we are tell you get that something there. But you don't know real hard roots. Success coming like HIV. You have to live with it till you're dead. We are tell you. Yeah, man, we make them know. Say, it's the real hard roots and the real hard truth. And I say anybody when I like that. So sick. Boy, Rasta.
Okay, Frank?
And we are back having fun in the studio, of course. And you get 3 minutes together. We're not going to stop talking during the break. We're not going to stop talking during the break. All right, so we want to share with you, first of all, let me just share this book with you. All right, because I want the last thing that you hear to be about the event on the 6th and where you can reach Women of Integrity. but I'm going to share with you so you get a glimpse of what this looks like. Want to find a good angle so that you can see the divine leadership plan. It started in a garden, and we know that there are lots of things. Let me change the angle. Hopefully it changes for you and you can see it. We didn't plan to do this, but here we are. And you can call RHR TV 954-251-7883 or 954-865-2619, 954-865-2619, or directly at RHR TV 954-251-7883 to get a copy of this book. You will not regret it. Yes. All right. And so the last thing I want you to remember is where to get in touch with Women of Integrity. Tell us the address for the event on the 6th.
Mm-hmm. So most of the information can be found at our website, womenofintegrityspeaks.webs.com. We said that it's going to be at the Hamptons Inn, which is located off of West Commercial Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and the time is going to be from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m.
All right, so there you have it. And Latavian, again, I really do want to thank you. I don't want to lose this link. It's a blessing. Yes, it is a privilege.
Indeed it is.
It is a privilege, and I know it's filling a gap.
Yes,
it's filling a gap. Mm-hmm. It's filling a gap for me, so I know that it's doing wonderful things for others as well.
Absolutely.
Francis, ça me fait plaisir de te rencontrer. It is my pleasure, and I just seek opportunities when there are people. I miss Quebec.
Oh, wow. Quebec, Canada. Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And so there you have it. Thank you very much for coming and sharing about the women's, the prison ministry that is going to be taking place. Mm-hmm. And so keep that in mind. This is all for this week. This is Views and Expectations. We're out of here. But remember, Women of Integrity speaks. That's it for tonight.